Should you be advertising on Google, Facebook, Instagram, or should you be dancing on TikTok to get more patients for your dental practice? Or should you be doing LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest? How do you choose? In this video, I'm going to solve the big debate of doing Facebook and Instagram or doing Google. The reason I'm only choosing these two platforms is because it's been widely accepted that these are the two platforms where you will get the biggest return on investment. Now, before I do that, there are a few things to consider that will help you make that decision, which is based on your budget, your market, what type of patients are you going for, what type of services do you want to advertise. And on top of that, what you really need to understand, which is what most people miss, is the type of patients in your area and the type of patients that are the best for your practice. You can get both from either of the platforms, and for you to understand that will allow you to make the decision on which platform you need to advertise on, I need to take you to my laptop. So let's do that first. Now, before we can understand which platform to advertise on, we have to understand what type of service we are advertising. And it could typically be broken into two parts. The service you want to advertise is typically a want or it's a need. Examples of want services are Invisalign. You know, some people just have crooked teeth. It's not really bad for their dental health. They just want to smile better. So it's a service that they want. Pool building. I don't need a pool in my backyard. I want it because it looks nice and I want to have a pool for my kids. Boom, it's a service that you want, and so that would go into want category. And then breast implants. Nobody needs breast implants. They want it to, for whatever reason. And so it's a service that people want. And then needs. Examples of need services are emergency extractions, chemotherapy. I have a broken foot and I really need to fix that so I can walk. Right? I hope you get the difference. So those are the services that people want and need. The best platform to advertise services that people want is Facebook and Instagram, while services that people need are best to place on Google. If I need a plumber right now, I'm not going to wait to go on Facebook and see an ad that pops up to get a plumber. I'm going to go on Google and search up plumbers. But if a service that I want, I'm going to procrastinate on making that decision. Like, I want Invisalign, but, I don't want to, block out my day tomorrow to go get it and make an appointment and go visit a few dentists. And that's why it's best advertised on Facebook, because you want to constantly appear in front of that person with your Invisalign services until they make the decision inherently to that, hey, I want to get Invisalign now, and you're going to be the first person that they remember. Cool. Next thing we want to understand is the different types of leads there are. There are three different types of leads as I've broken it down here. There are problem-aware leads, solution-aware, and decision-ready. Problem-aware leads are leads that are aware of the problem that they have. I have crooked teeth, but they don't know the solution. They don't know that Invisalign could fix their crooked teeth. Second, solution-aware leads. These are leads that are aware of the problem. They have crooked teeth. They're aware of the solution, Invisalign, but they're not actively pursuing that solution. They are procrastinating. And then third, decision-ready patients. These are leads that know they have crooked teeth, know the solution in Invisalign, and that are actively going and searching for a provider to get Invisalign. We're going to go through each of these leads because it's important. Decision-ready leads. Let's go from the bottom up. These are patients actively looking for the solution. Think about if you do full arch dental implants. Think about patients that come from a big implant center to your office. Or if you offer another service, think about patients that come from a big corporate office, and they're coming to you for a second opinion. Are those patients not the easiest patients to convert? Why? Because in the sales process, where a patient needs to know the problem, then know the solution, and then make the decision inherently to go get the service, and then actually go get the service, they are at the end of that process. They don't need to learn about the service. They don't need to know why it impacts them. They already know it, and now they just need to be sold on you, why you're the provider to get that solution. And these patients are typically looking for three things. They're looking for a better deal, a better doctor, and or a better experience. And we'll talk about how to market to these patients. Then there are leads that are in the solution-aware leads. These are probably the least properly advertised demographic in the entire industry. They don't need to know what dental implants is, or what a full arch is, or what Invisalign is, or what wisdom tooth removal is, or they don't need to know the specifics. All they need to know is what is the outcome that it will deliver for that patient and why it needs to be prioritized now. That is all.
That's all they really need to know to get them to make a decision to come into your office and even get the treatment done. And then problem-aware leads. These leads are probably the biggest demographic in the industry, especially in dental, and they typically need to be educated on what the service is. They need to know what Invisalign is. They need to know what implants is. They need to know what a root canal is and how it will be beneficial to their life. Now, why am I talking about this? The reason I'm talking about this is when you're doing marketing goes hand in hand with sales. These two go together. Without one or the other, the whole thing falls apart. And there are certain groups of leads that are easier to market, and there are certain groups of leads that are easier to convert from a sales perspective. The easiest to market to are problem aware, and then it's solution aware, and then it's decision ready. Decision ready are the hardest. And when I say hardest, I'm not just talking about how good your ad is, but also the budget you need to have to market to that demographic. And then in sales, the easiest to convert are the decision ready patients, and then it's problem aware, and then it's solution aware, then it's problem aware. There's a few things. Now, knowing this, I'm going to go into how this pertains to the platforms. You need to understand your area. Your area will also determine which platform is easier to advertise on, and also your budget. The more competitive your area is, it typically requires a higher budget to advertise with. And now we're going to get into the platforms. This is the difference between Google and Meta. Meta meaning Facebook and Instagram. On Google, typically, the leads are more qualified, they have higher intent, and they don't require much sales ability. Can you see how this goes back into this slide right here? Like, what type of patients do you think you're going to get from Google Ads? You're going to get the decision-ready patients and a few solution-aware patients, right? They're more qualified, they have higher intent. The only problem is it's a lot more competitive on Google because everybody advertises on Google, and it requires a much higher budget. And then there's Meta, Facebook and Instagram. This is less competitive because Meta rewards you based on how creative you are, whereas Google rewards you based on how big your budget is. It also doesn't require that high of a budget, and it typically works a lot faster. And the cons are the leads are less qualified and the leads have lower intent. If you've tried Facebook or Google before, I hope this is making sense to you and this is aligning with some of the conclusions you've made yourself when you've advertised on Google and Facebook. But these are the differences, and so within our company, we like to focus on Meta ads because with Meta, we are able to go a bit further in targeting those decision-ready and solution-aware patients. Like, we know how to target them on Meta, and it allows us to get in front of those leads at a lower cost than what it would require on Google and any pay-per-click platform. That is why we like to focus on Meta, because we know how to target those better leads. We know how to get them through our funnel. And this is why also a lot of clients come to us for Meta ads, because we know how to target those leads.
Now that you understand the differences between these two platforms, I want to say that it is ideal that you advertise on both. But it is also not uncommon to spend $5, $10, $30, $50,000 a month on just one of these platforms and still see a huge return on investment. But by being on both platforms, you can get in front of patients that are on one platform and not the other, which means more eyeballs are on your offer and service. For example, if you're spending a lot of money on Google right now, you could be doing retargeting on Facebook of the patients that hasn't converted on your Google landing page. You could even retarget people that have opted in from your landing page and hasn't booked an appointment or hasn't converted, and retarget them on Facebook and Instagram. You could even retarget them on every other platform like LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter. Or if you're spending a lot of money on Facebook, you should be putting some money into Google, because a lot of people are going to see you on Facebook, they're going to look you up on Google, and you want to be on top. Actually, they might see your ad on Facebook for dental implants and just look up dental implants on Google, and then you really want to make sure you're on top. The more important thing is you want to master one platform before moving on to the other, because both operate in very unique ways. And I'm not just talking about the marketing that goes into these platforms, but what is the back-end sales process for the leads that come from a specific platform. Because leads from Google behave in a very different way than leads from Facebook and Instagram. If I was to end this video with one thing, pick one platform based off everything we went over, and try to give it 6 to 9 months and understand that platform, try to achieve an amazing return on investment and master the back-end sales process before you put a big budget into the second platform. If you found this video, click the like button and subscribe to our channel. It would mean really the world to us, and it will help us grow this channel so we can provide more valuable content to other practices across the nation. Thank you for watching, and have a blessed day.